Okay, so this video is going to talk about appraisal packets. Um, this is not something that I have done for probably I think I started doing it maybe 3 to 4 years ago because during the pandemic, when sellers were listing their houses super high, we started to see appraisals coming in short. So we found that anytime you could show an appraiser without stepping on their toes, but in a really, kind of friendly, like unintimidating way, that how and why you priced to the house where you did, it just goes a little bit, it goes a little bit farther towards maybe hoping that your appraisal will come in at purchase price. Um, 9 times out of 10, this has worked for me. I have known it to not work. So it's definitely not a foolproof method, but I think anything you can do to help in this regard is working for your clients and doing the best that you can for them. So a couple of different places to find, well, actually there's only one place to find the appraiser letter. It's in your team folder. You're going to go to team templates, and then it's going to be in your seller folder template. Since it's a seller, you would use it when you have a listing. So here's the first thing, appraiser letter. And you're going to want to make a copy of this because this is a template. So you make a copy and then you're going to fill it in. You're going to change the date, change the address. When you get a notification that the appraisal has been scheduled, you'll get it usually through showing time. Sometimes they'll text you or they'll call you directly, but you'll want to do this as soon as you have been notified. And sometimes it's a real pain because sometimes it's like the next morning you have to hurry up and do it. But so it might be beneficial as soon as you get an accepted contract to go ahead and just do your appraisal packet right then. So except you can't specify who the appraiser is going to be, but at least you could have everything kind of ready to go. So you're going to want to, the name of the appraiser here, and then you say, I'm providing you with a few items that may be helpful as I know this market is moving quickly and your time is limited. So hopefully that's a nice way of saying, I'm not telling you how to do your job, but I'm just showing you what I did. So these are the 4 points that you're going to want to include in your packet. So this is almost like a cover letter. And you can email these things. I've done it where I've emailed it to the appraiser and I have left an actual hard copy packet at the house. And I've done both at the same time. So it's kind of whatever you have time for and what you think is right in that situation. So in this case, you go to the MLS, you type in your listing, you get the detail sheet, that you would print out if somebody was looking at the house, or if you were having an open house, you'd print out that detail sheet. Then you're going to want to print out a copy of the executed contract. I typically don't bother with the property disclosure or the agency agreement. I just do the purchase contract. So the appraiser has access to that purchase contract anyway. It's something that they would have gotten from the lender. So I just think it's a nice extra touch for the packet. Like they've got it right there in front of them. So go ahead and just print out that purchase contract. And then a list of all significant improvements and renovations made by the seller. So hopefully when you listed the house, you did that home details for the MLS sheet. So that is something that you're going to want to print out here because it's going to show updates, the age of the roof, things like that. So that's really important to have, and you should already have it. So it should be just a simple printout. And then a copy of the comps that I used in pricing the home and any recent comparable sales since the date of the comparable market analysis. So hopefully when you did your CMA in RIST, you saved your search before you did the CMA. I find that this is the easiest way. If you didn't, you just have to go back and do the search again. It's not that big of a deal, but I feel like it does save a little bit of time. So I put it up here. And the way that you do that, if you don't know how to get things up here on your menu bar, you just go to this menu, and then anything you want up on your menu bar, you just star like that, and it'll show up. So I have my saved searches up there. I don't know, it's just easier to find, I think. So saved searches. Here's my Broadmoor listing. So it's pulling up when I did my initial search. It's now pulling up, just got 56. So this wasn't a very narrow search, but you can see that I did select 7 different And there's probably been some changes since I did um, list the house. So you can see these were my comps that I used. Now, according to how I want the house to appraise, I might eliminate some of these comps. So when I was listing the house, I wanted to price it a certain price. So I included some of these lower dollar comps to prove my point. We don't want the seller thinking, oh, they could ask, I guess the highest one here is 325. But point being, you can kind of shift your comps from high to low depending on what your goal is or what your outcome is. So for the appraiser, let's say my listing currently right now is at 3099 is the list price, and let's say I have an offer, an accepted contract at full price, 3099. I'm probably going to want to include these higher dollar comps. So I'm going to want to include this one, definitely this one, and then maybe I might include this one too, just to show, I did include some different values there. So I would maybe print out all 4 of these and go back to the appraiser letter. So now you've got your printed agent details, so your listings detail sheet. You've got a copy of the executed contract. You've got that home details for the MLS sheet. And then you've got a copy of the comps you used when pricing the home. So that was those last ones that I just showed you. You might use those 4. You're going to put it all together. You're going to sign it, obviously change this to be your info. And then you can either send it in a nice tidy email where try to keep all of these things in a row as the attachments, so that they're opening it according to what this letter is. And obviously you wouldn't send this letter as an attachment. You would just copy and paste and write into your email. But if you're printing it out and putting an actual packet at the house, you'd want to print out the sheet, sign it, and include it with your packet. So that's appraisal packets, and I hope your listing appraises.